At the end of reading, you will definitely read Book of Changes. How can you not read the books handed down by your ancestors? When I said that I understood the Book of Changes, I was immediately questioned and ridiculed by many people. In fact, when I first came into contact with Book of Changes, I couldn't read it, and I wasn't interested in it. Later, after I finished reading 1 or 2,000 other books, I only started to understand when I went back to read them, and at this time, I was already a middle-aged man who had experienced many vicissitudes. What wind and rain have never seen before, what is a little sarcasm? Today, the article I want to share is, after reading Book of Changes, I will never go to fortune-telling again. One Book of Changes is a book that reveals the laws of change. Most people can't read Book of Changes because their subconscious mind has not yet awakened. If your true consciousness is awakened, it will be easy to understand Book of Changes. There is no reliable historical record of the source of the Book of Changes, but according to archaeologists' excavations, the residents of Jiangsu and Zhejiang had already used the Book of Changes more than 6,000 years ago. According to my personal research, Book of Changes is a treasure handed down from ancient civilizations. In ancient civilization, Chinese mythology says that before the 3 emperors and 5 dynasties, Fuxi opened the sky with one painting and began to create gossip to communicate with the gods. Simply put, Book of Changes is a book that reveals the law of change in the universe, including celestial bodies, planets, sun and moon, magnetic field orbits, human life cycle. Modern people call it law or theorem. The ancients called it fixed number. Everything has a definite number. This fixed number refers to the law, not something mysterious. 2 people and things that conform to the law can be predicted. This is fortune telling. Everything has a definite number, and people also have a definite number. People and things that conform to the law can be predicted. This is fortune telling. I have learned this system, such as Kim and Dunjia and Dalai Ran. In essence, they are all about regular changes. Fortune tellers, based on the information you report, apply regular formulas. If they conform to the rules, they will be considered accurate. If they are outside the rules, they will be considered inaccurate. I'm not interested in forecasting, and I don't want to mix my own fate with the fate of others. Therefore, it is enough to know the principles of fortune telling. If you don't study it in depth, you can stop there. What's the use of counting your fate? It's awesome to be able to change your life. I do one thing half my life to rewrite my own destiny. 3. Erase your cognition, return to the state of a blank sheet of paper, change randomly, that is to rewrite fate. How is the cognition of an adult formed? It started before you were born. Little things weaved into your destiny, including your parents' genetic inheritance, time of birth, latitude and longitude on the earth, your family environment, growth environment, people you come into contact with, received education, social experience, personal insight. Every factor is a variable. It is often your strengths or your weaknesses that determine your destiny. Or, any possible variable, such as a spiritual mentor or friend who has had a strong influence on you. People's stubbornness comes from the stability of cognition. The cognition of adults is basically stable, so the fate of adults is basically doomed. Unless by chance, they can have an epiphany. There is a state where ghosts are unpredictable, that is, jumping out of the 3 realms, not in the 5 elements. Erase your cognition, return to the state of a blank sheet of paper, and change randomly, that is to rewrite your destiny. This kind of practice is called, not playing cards according to common sense. Book of Changes is easy, change. Book of Changes has 64 changes, Chi Men Dunjia has more than 4,000 changes, simplified into 9 games of Yang Dun and 9 games of Yin Dun, a total of 18 kinds, and De Lu Ren has tens of thousands of formulas, simplified there are 9 classes. The changes are endless, and the appearance is varied, but the changes remain the same. This sect is the law. When you are constantly changing like the law of heaven, no god or ghost can predict what will happen to you in the next second, let alone a fortune teller. There are thousands of ways, but I don't understand. If you are conscious, you will naturally know. All in all, my point of view is, don't hand over your own destiny to others. Your destiny needs to be experienced, corrected, and purified by yourself. People are born ordinary, but also born great. The most profound is the simplest.